Get started with check-ins. Welcome to our community building sync. It's March 21st. I'm Ashley and I'll be facilitating. We can start out with intentions and distractions. How are you feeling? What are you grateful for today? Intentions for the call, and if you have any distractions at the moment, I can go ahead and start. I am feeling tired this morning. I am grateful for such a great team. And my intentions for this call, I want to review the agenda. I also have my role proposal has shifted a little bit, so I kind of want to talk to you guys about that at some point. And then I have some distractions of just this givebacks thing and stuff in the sounds in the background. And I will pass it to Jake.
Cool for me. Just kind of listening. We've actually had a lot of people come through this week with collabs and chats and stuff like that. So this is always the best kind of channel to discuss about community building. But nothing in particular that I want to discuss today. I am distracted by cooking dinner in the background, so I'll be running back and forth. Yeah, I'm feeling really good and grateful to have a nice Tuesday. Let me pass it along to Alman.
Thank you, Jake. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited for the beginning of summer. I'm grateful today to be able to make some good upgrades to my house. I think that I'm very grateful for that. And my intentions for the call is to share a little bit of the upcoming events, to think around the Aprendamos Refi, maybe to share some updates, and to also hear of the upcoming edition of Meet the Makers. I know that I need to prepare some comms for that too. And no distractions. And I'll pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Armand. Hi, everyone. What's today? Tuesday. Well, I'm feeling a little tired today as well. And but I'm very grateful to be alive. Because last night, we had like 2 earthquakes and my whole house was shaking and it scared me to like, you know, brought my thoughts to the turkey and thinking of all those people that died when they were asleep and they had nothing they could do. So I freaked myself out. But here I am. I woke up and I have one more day at least, So I'm grateful for that. And my intentions for the call are to sync up and just keep building, nurturing. Yeah, definitely want to figure out how to provide more support with Ashley, or maybe just like within the community, within the group for the Discord moderations. And so excited to see if we can get somewhere there. And yeah, I do want to also check in on the Meet the Makers with the team, maybe ask for some support with outreach to the Spanish projects, and no distractions. I'm fully here with you. I'm passing to Claire.
Hi everyone, thanks Nicola. I'm feeling good, and today I'm feeling grateful for having good friends and family around me. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, so I'm happy to be able to prepare some surprises for her. My intention for this call is around Ashley's new role proposal and discussing ways that we can help take some of the workload while she goes off on her adventures. I've also got project survey winners to announce and just some more information on that, but most of that I guess will be discussed in the comms call. I am going to hand over to Lauren Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Claire. Thank you. I'm feeling good. I'm grateful for very inexpensive Spanish wine that makes tomato sauce way better. And my intentions for the call are just to hang out while I do other work and listen, and maybe there's something that I'm useful for. And I'm distracted by doing other work, and I will pass it to Octave.
Everyone. I am feeling good and energized. I am grateful today for like all the refi projects. I actually just heard a podcast of Glow, and I think Glow is really cool stablecoin. Um, the value proposition is great. My intentions for the call are just to sync up and um, see where I can help. And I have no distractions at the moment. I might be working a little bit on the background. That's it. Let's see. I'll pass it to Corey.
Hey everyone, I'm feeling good and yeah, very well slept. And what am I grateful for today? I always like this question. Yeah, I'm grateful for being able to connect with the Costa Rican nature over the last few days. It's really grounded me in a great way. And getting some vitamin D. And my intentions for the call is just to get up to sync for sure on all the upcoming Twitter spaces and any other immediate events over the next weeks. And I don't have just a minor distraction is I have to check out this morning, but pretty set for that. So not too distracted. I will pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Corey, and happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy spring. Today's the day that the spring starts. I'm feeling good today. I am grateful for having my brother living in the same city. I'm gonna go see him today, and yeah, it's important to have family when you're living outside of your country. And intentions for the call is just streaming, syncing up, see what's going on, and no distractions. And I guess that Giant King is deafened, so maybe I'll pass it over back to you, Ash.
All right. Oh, we got a lot of people here today. That's awesome. Thanks. Okay. Let's jump right in with events. First and foremost, we've got our minting party on the 23rd after the community call this Thursday. So join us, mint, if you know someone who's a friend of the DAO or partner. Are we still taking info on the allow list, Alman?
Yeah, we are still adding some people that's taking a lot to answer. So we are still doing that.
Okay, great. Is there anything else that we should know about the minting party?
No, I think that that's mostly it. It would be after our community call, 1 hour long, and we will have a great time minting together. Some good news is that all the communication and the blog post and the tweets have been giving positive results. We have had people interested in joining the allow lists, and we had several peeps that donated 100 DAI or sables to the Giveth project, so that are good news.
Yeah, that's cool. I was seeing some of the stuff going on in the support channel. Has all that stuff been figured out? So it was basically like the minting page went live early or something?
Yeah, the minting page
Okay.
said that minting was live and minting was not live, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I plan to come and hang out and party and see what all of your guys' PFPs look like. It's exciting. Moving on, Giveth Essentials. The last one, the connection was pretty bad, so we rescheduled for March 28th. Franco, are you still on to stream or record on the 28th? Okay, cool. Moving on, if there's nothing else with that, to the Twitter space, the referral program and Chainvine. We've got Ahmad and Corey coming to talk about the referral program, and that's happening March 29th at 9 a.m. Do we need to do any more kind of like comms or outreach or anything for the Twitter spaces? I guess this one and the Bankless one.
For the Chainvine, the communication is ready. I shared yesterday in the GitHub issue. So we're cool with that. And on the Bankless, I am still waiting for some details from the Bankless DAO Brazil team. So waiting for them to share with me who will be participating. And then maybe I would love to invite also Vlad and Marcus that have a really good expertise regarding Web3 in Latin America, because the conversation will be around that. So just waiting on more info and details from the Bankless team.
Okay, cool. That'll be exciting. I remember talking with them at ETH Denver. Okay, and I heard some of you guys in your check-ins talk about Meet the Makers, so maybe we can also put this here and get some more planning around that. April 19th, it'll be just before Earth Day, so we're gonna focus on Spanish-speaking projects that are focused on environmental causes. Are we still taking project nominations, Nicola, or do you have enough projects to fill?
I think at this point we can just start outreaching, and we'll see, because we're aiming on, again, like 3, maximum 4 projects. So I imagine that we could fill this pretty fast. The only thing that I wanted to ask, and maybe I don't know how you feel about supporting Kotabe with the outreach. I would like to have someone backing me up with Spanish, because I am, I can craft all the message and outreach, everything, and prepare in English, but maybe we can send it in both versions. And usually I do outreach via email, or that's usually like the way I start with. And so maybe by the end of the next week, the latest, we ideally, let me check the calendar. We ideally had, like next, I would love to see maybe, in 5 days, like next Tuesday, to have actually confirmed guests, so that we know which projects exactly are it going to be, and can just put together comms plan, and start promoting it. So what do you think, Kataba? Do you have any capacity there to support me?
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. If you prepare like quick blurb, I can make it on Spanish and help with the outreach too.
Thanks. Amazing. Yeah. And so then we can focus also the communications around the Earth Day, and bringing awareness to our beautiful planet Earth and this globe, and see how another special edition, Spanish edition, will come off. I don't know, any ideas? It's going to be pretty again experimental, because it's going to be clearly in Spanish. I don't see, like, we can maybe just aim to promote it more into Latam, and like actually aim into like these areas where actually is a lot of Spanish speaking community. So maybe just planting some seed, and to brainstorm around this, and maybe we can have a little short sync up on this too, like next week. What do you think, team Almond?
Sure, we can do a quick sync, because I need to prepare the StreamYard link and comms and all the details. So would be great at sync.
Totally, I'll help you on that again as well. So that would be from my end.
Okay, great. Well, it looks like it's at least coming along. I know that we have a lot of projects in line, and we're still pretty early, like a month out. So it should be pretty easy to get everything together in time, as long as we just like stay the course. I think Almond, you said some other stuff about Meet the Makers. Was there anything else besides this that you wanted to add or that we should plan for?
No, was all. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That sounds good. I'll look forward to seeing a note in the in our thread and look out for when we have our sync and join you guys. Next up, we have our Panvala Twitter space. This is going to be focused on the stamps program. The new stamp, I guess you would call it initiatives or stamp releases that they've had since we first talked with them. So there's been, I think, 2 or 3 new stamps that have been released, and to share ways that community members can become like a torchbearer kind of for their community. We've seen there have been a couple. Sorry, I have a hard time typing and talking. There has been a couple of pretty successful Giveth projects with the stamp program, and we've noticed that like it's because those people obviously have people in their communities that are holding the torch and sharing with their audience. So this Twitter space will also kind of tell Giveth project owners how they can find that person in their community or advocate for their community to get more funding. There was quite a bit of funding this last round, and I think next round we'll have even more. I think if I remember right, one of the Bankless projects got up to like 10K in funding through the stamps program. So this is going to be kind of what this Twitter space is focused on. Is that all correct information, Almond?
Yeah, exactly. Is to support more our partnership because yeah, we talk with the team, and communities have great chance of get extra funding, but we believe that we haven't truly communicated that properly. So we want to just start work together in stronger comms efforts there. So yeah, this Twitter space will be meant for to do that.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, the Aprendamos launch is coming up. Did you have a chance to talk to Rodri?
Yeah, I talked to Rodri, and I'm working this with Judith now, the new designer. Rodri connect me with Judith to create the Aprendamos Refi image. So I talked to her on Friday, and she told me that in these couple of days she will deliver something, the first new draft of this image, hopefully. Yeah, and then as we're now talking about Aprendamos Refi, I was thinking with Gotave and Franco, and Gotave have a huge list of the next episodes that are next for us to record. So I just asked them if they could take care of that, of all the scheduling with the guests in the couple of days, so we can record as most episodes as possible, and then we can just have everything prepared to launch monthly.
Yeah, I am. It's not that huge, the list, but we have some episodes coming up, and the idea and the guest. So I am preparing the doodles so that we can find the best time to meet with all these organizations. Yeah, I think the rest we'll figure out async. I mean, there was this invitee that Franco had, but she cannot meet until after Easter. So we'll figure it out offline.
Yeah, that sounds good. We can just keep it going in the Discord thread. We've got our next steps, and it's nice to know that at least the design is getting started. Once we have that, it's kind of all downhill from there, I think. Cool. Do we have like maybe a projected date that we might be launching?
No, honestly not. No, I think that I would love to see more updates with the design. So I'll prefer to not um, have anything, just to wait first on the design, and then I think that it would be better for us to pick a date.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's get everything looking good. We don't need to really rush it. There's no pressure. Okay, well, that, as far as I know, brings us to the conclusion of all the events. Are there any events that are missing on this schedule?
Not from my end. I don't know if maybe someone has anything that we're missing.
All right. Well, did any of you guys get a chance to look at the Dow lens thing that Mitch posted in our Communitas headquarters channel? Basically, he has started a Dow lens Dow manager for Giveth. It looks like this. Once it loads. Basically, from what I can tell, it kind of looks like a mixture of like Linktree meets Orbit. And I'm not quite sure exactly where these things are being pulled from. Like, I don't know who this person is. I know this person, 08, but it I don't like I'm not sure if this is coming from our forum, or like this isn't our Discord stuff, like this is maybe Twitter. So maybe these are a mixture. Like, here's me and this is my forum name, but that's not my Twitter handle. So I'm having a hard time understanding like where this data is being pulled from, and there's definitely people that are missing on this list that are members of our DAO. So I don't know if it's token holders or how it's being pulled. And I don't think Mitch has jumped in. I think he had another call at this time that he was working out PFP stuff. So maybe these are questions that we can ask him. But I can see over here, like, it shows the overview, our members. We can probably hook up, I assume, D-Work to this, and it would show the bounties that are available. You can see proposals. However, I only see snapshot in here. So I'm not sure if we can hook up gardens, or if what the limitations are of the integrations. The library, I think we could maybe hook up our docs here. I'm not sure. I think it needs some more exploration of like what the possibilities are of the integrations, whether this is using Google Calendar or how we put our events in there. I'm not really sure what spaces are, but this is kind of cool. It has all the different discussions in the forum, so it kind of aggregates all of our different forum posts here, the different like comments. You can't actually interact with the forum posts from here, but you could see what they are. So I guess the question is this useful? Is this something that you guys see would bring value to community building? Should we continue to try to work on it and explore more?
I would jump in really quick just because I know I'm one of the few people that got a live demo when we were at ETH Denver. And when I was at ETH Denver, I know it's from the professional that's giving the best demonstration, but maybe that would be useful to invite them to, one of the calls just to run it through us so that we all have that. Because I think at this point, it's only been Yaz, Mitch, and I that have seen it actually functioning. And that's going to be better than kind of looking at it and picking it apart a little bit. So that might be something we want to do. Is like, it would probably be a 5-minute demo. That's how long it was at ETH Denver, but that could be really better.
Okay,
I'm curious.
cool. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
What was your takeaway, Jake, from that then?
I thought it was like it was pulling everything together from what I was seeing. Like, it was a use all type of feature for DAOs, and so it was to make it more convenient. All of our different that we a DAO and pulls them into kind of like one working space. And so that was my quick takeaway. And I'll be honest, it was at like a bar and whatnot. So it wasn't like I was fully locked into this thing. But yeah, like my takeaway was, wow, the ease of this and making it simplistic for all of our tools.
Okay, cool. Well, I do see that Mitch also posted a call that he had here. That's recorded. So maybe if you guys have some time this week, you can take a look, dive into this call, and check it out. Like there's links here in the agenda of the manager. You can check it out and watch the call. And in the meantime, I could see if we could maybe get them. Man, our community spotlights are like out until I think May at this point. So getting somebody in a community spotlight, we couldn't do it probably until May, but I guess maybe just inviting them to this call, like we had Ether Score come last week and talk about the NFTs. Maybe we could do that with one of the people from DAOLens, and they could come and give us a quick overview. But before we try to get them in this call, maybe we should dive into the call that's already been recorded and that was already had. So if you guys do get a chance, please take a look at that and let's see. I mean, if it doesn't require much maintenance or overhead, I think that maybe it could be useful for us. Is if it's just plugging everything together. My other question is, as far as I'm concerned, Lens is a very exclusive thing right now. Like, not a lot of people even have accounts or can create an account on Lens. So, how many people are actually going to be able to see this and look at this? Do they have to have a Lens protocol in order to see this information?
I
No
don't remember
idea.
that exactly from the demo, but when he was with it were like the forum post too, and had an AI feature to it where it's really easy to search for different items as well, if I remember correctly. And I think at the time integrating AI to Giveth, and I think that's another to this. But to answer your question directly, I want to say you don't have to be because it can pull from other social accounts, and that's how it's targeting assistance or social activity for Giveth. But I can't 100% confirm.
Okay. Well, let's maybe over this week, if you have a chance, get in there, watch the call, and check it out, and maybe put together. We can drop some questions. Feel free to drop them in this document. Then we'll have questions for them, and maybe Mitch will be able to answer some of the questions. And maybe if we need more of a demo, then we can invite them to come to this call and give us a little bit of a demo. Is there any other questions you guys could think of that I should add now? Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward through our agenda then. The ambassador program, we did have a sync up and we talked about the rewards distribution thing. I'll pass it to you, Almond, to kind of maybe give some updates and next steps around the ambassador program, where we're going next.
Yeah, sure. This is super exciting. A super exciting project. So yeah, as Ashley mentioned, we kind of like sync on what we thought about the rewards, and all of us got to the point mentioning that we could have non-tangible rewards, meaning gaining experience, gaining knowledge of the Web3 space, and also having some tangible rewards as praise and also give tokens. So I think the rewards are mostly ready regarding the ambassador program. And then I created in the same notion that you can see everything regarding the ambassador program. I just put together a first draft of how we could start the program, meaning I was proposing having one sync weekly with the ambassadors, covering some of the Giveth basics, not going too far in this first stage, talking about Giveth, talking about the Give economy and the Giveth platform, basically. And I also added, let me see the document, but I added some other stuff I already shared with Ashley. I would love you to check these first as the communitas steward, and before just sharing with everyone else. I added some questions for you, Ash, specifically. And then after this, we just need to sync on Share, which is the tool that we want to use to keep track of the program. But we have to get together with the Share team first to see if they can modify some things to the dashboard that they made before for Giveth. So I think that that's the next step. I also added a question for you, Ash. If I'm not sure if we really need Share to be ready to kickstart the program. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I think that just after checking this first draft of the structure that I made, I think that we're basically ready to go. And super important, before I forget, we put together a type form to this was an Kotabe idea, and I think that it was a great idea for us to start gathering names of people that would be interested of being an ambassador. So I put the type form here in the chat. It would be great if you could please share these with contacts, friends, fam, whatever you think that could be interested in being an ambassador, because I think that we're mostly ready to launch and to have our first sync. And so this is a type form that asks for your contact and then for your Discord, so we can just reach you whenever we're going to kickstart the program. So I just put it in the chat for you, please, to share with whoever you think would be a good profile.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I also linked it here in the agenda, so if you can't find it later, you can find it in here. And I already know a couple of people that I want to send it to. So that's cool. All right, and I will get in that document and answer the question. Sorry, I didn't see the tags in the Notion, but and I'll also talk to Bigamot about setting up like a quick sync, hopefully this week sometime, and we'll explore how we can modify. I'd like to see if Mitch could come so that if there is any technical questions or things that could be maintained by our team, or so he can be in the loop in case we need technical support. So let's see if we can't get that figured out.
Yeah, he told me that he was in to have this meeting with Cher. And yeah, whenever you have a chance to check all the things that I tag you, but it's a lot, sorry, but yeah.
No, it's okay. All right. Get it on my list. Does anybody else have any questions or anything around ambassador program or anything they wanted to add? All right. We already talked about Aprendamos, refi. I don't think there's anything else that we needed to add here. And then coming into our Communitas GPS and Manifesto, basically, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to read the subDAOification post in the forum that Mitch has created and see any of the details that he's added, but moving forward on that, basically, I mean, I as the steward of the Communitas group, I will create the proposal and put this information together. Basically, we need to have some goals. So we're already on track for getting probably more than any of the other working groups to get our KPIs or GPSs set and moving forward on creating this proposal for our working group. The one thing is I've created a type form that I shared a little bit, but there's a link for it here too. So for community builders and even greater community members, like we are the whole community can have a say in like the goals that we're setting, since we're building the community, which kind of encompasses all of the working groups, which is, so I guess that's kind of unique for our working group. But anyways, I'm trying to collect community feedback around what you think is important to start measuring, what Communitas is to you. Also, what maybe kind of like the strategies that you're already using personally to build and nourish the community. So if you could fill out this type form if you haven't already, it would be super helpful for me to put together this proposal for our working group going forward. So yeah, here's the link to that, and feel free to share it with anybody else that you think whose feedback would be valuable. And then from there, we'll continue to create this proposal for our working group and get it up in the forum.
Actually, just a quick note on that. I think that it was a great type form. I think that it reflects very well what we really need to define for the Communitas working group. And also just in case that you haven't seen it, there's next week, well, Mitch was proposing to have a meeting with everyone. Actually, Mitch is here, but he posted a doodle. Yeah, Mitch, I don't know if you want to say better than me, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, some people already jumped in there, but there was the Gov call we had yesterday, and we kind of touched on it, but maybe I didn't explain it well enough. But I left a post in governance just to look at it and then like maybe plan a session so we can all hang out and like figure out the beginning of like the high level stuff, and then the high level stuff kind of like trickles down into what Ashley's working on right now, like GPS and manifesto essentially. So it all kind of fits in.
Yeah, thanks so much for putting that together. I know that a lot of thought had to go into that. It's not an easy process, and it won't be an easy thing for us to complete as a DAO, but I think that if we just keep plugging away at it, we'll get there. I put a link to the doodle in the chat here, so if anybody in this call wants to join, you can put your availability there. So I guess that brings me kind of to my next topic that I wanted to share with you guys about my role proposal. It's like shifting a little bit here after my last buddy call. I realized that, you know, my role proposal has said like 30 to 35 hours a week since I started, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm definitely around a lot more than that, and I love being here. I love being part of the community, and I don't mind spending some of my free time being in the Discord and chatting with people and stuff, but as my schedule is shifting in my personal life and trying to do school and work at the same time, I just don't have the extra space to be able to do that. So although my role proposal, the hours aren't actually changing, it might feel to you guys that my hours are changing and you'll see me around less. But I don't know if maybe you know all of the stuff that I do, but I have posted it in the forum, and there's a huge list here. It's like literally almost 3 pages long. So these are all of the things that I do. You can check it out in the forum, but you'll notice that you're going to start seeing me less in the Discord, like answering support questions and just welcoming people and engaging with people, and more doing the things that have been put on the back burner that are really important to me, like ensuring that we have high quality projects on our platform and that our project verification system is evolving in a way that's beneficial in providing value to the DAO. Because I know now that we have like a great team of community builders. I know that you guys have been around for a while now. You know how things work. And so I am really confident in your skills to be able to start nourishing and building our community in the Discord and other channels. So if you just see me kind of like tagging you and passing things off to you, it's nothing personal. It's just that I need more space to be able to focus on the things that I think are important and bring the most value to our community and our platform. And I believe that you guys can kind of step up and start showing some support to the people in the Discord. And so like you can be the resource to them, and I can be the resource for you, and be more of like a steward position and less of the like on the ground with the people. I still love doing it, so I don't know. This is it's like a little bit difficult for me, and I want to be in all places at all times, but I just can't at this time. So I guess just want to share that with you and let you know that if it feels like I'm kind of like pushing more onto you, then this is why, and it's nothing personal. I would love to empower you guys to be able to do some of these things, whether it be like create events in the calendar on your own or threads in the Discord or whatever. To show you guys how to be able to do that, and then you can kind of lead the way on that. Nicola has helped me and create this really cool like support guide for you guys. I put in also a link in the agenda here. So basically it kind of like lets you know which channels to be checking on and gives you some prep messages or common questions. And this can be a resource that we can keep adding to. Places where you can direct people to create their account or start creating a project and helping people to onboard their projects, things like that. So I would really appreciate if there's somebody who wants to onboard a project, instead of just straight sending them to me, like maybe try to help them onboard their project. And if you need help along the way, let me know and I'm more than happy to support you. But you will see me be less in those channels than you have previously. So you can find that guide in the agenda here under the community builder guide. And as well, Claire has come up with this new member list in Orbit. So if you guys want to start tracking your engagement with Discord members, you can do that within Orbit. Just let her know. She'll get you a login. If you feel comfortable that you don't need to track it, that's also fine. Just talking with people. I mean, over the last week or so, I have seen a lot of people come in the say hi channel and nobody says anything, or questions in the support channel and nobody says anything. And one of the things that came up like in my buddy call and stuff was like, I have this internal timer and I see these things coming up, and I think Lauren, you mentioned like a dirty dish timer, right? Everybody has a different moment at which there's too many dirty dishes, and maybe mine's a little bit sooner than your guys's. So I'm like getting in there and answering these questions, but maybe if I can wait a little bit longer, then you guys will start to like pick up some of these questions too. So I would love to see you guys in there like helping out a little bit more if you can. And yeah, so I just wanted to express that and provide you with these resources. And I'm still here with all the resources, but I can't do it all. I can't keep continuing to put in 50 hours a week and go to school full time for the next 4 months. It's just not going to work out for me. So yeah, I would love any support that you guys can offer on this area. And if you
Ash,
want
I
to check
think
out,
that
go ahead.
sorry, I just think that I have like also a lot of resources that I sometimes use to answer Twitter that are like guide for the verification process, or pimp my project. And I think that those are also great resources to share with people that sometimes have questions around that. So maybe I could just add them on your guide for people also to have them in mind if they need to share something about that, like the Giveth tutorial for like the donor 101 or the project owner 101. I think that those are really great to share.
Yeah, and I want to come in also and say just we can just do this smart. We don't have to like we can work smart, not hard, right? So if we have all these amazing resources, so it's not necessarily up to us to like explain everything to that person, right? We just like pointing to the right direction, sharing the right link to the YouTube or the docs. Like we have so much resources that we can point people and just help them to get oriented. So um yes, totally, like let's put all the useful handful links into that Discord guide, and have it be just a launchpad for everyone, who feels like, okay, today I have an hour to contribute to Discord moderation. So you can open this up easily for yourself and just see, okay, where are the places I want to check in, and who are the people I can tag in, and all these like cool, just like really make it as easy as possible. This Discord guide is supposed to help with that. So if more of us can actually step up, and it can be more like dispersed task instead of like one person or two people having this whole load of Discord messages like on. But I recently noticed that Mitch is doing a lot of interactions, which is awesome. Also, Almond and Kotaba. So like praising everyone who is just like naturally stepping up and seeing that, because we have such a load of people coming onto the Discord. And yeah, it like we as a community builders, I think we should step up and like try to do our best to keep the community engaged. So I just wanted to add like how much I support this transition of yours, Ashley, and I think it's opportunity for more of us just to even become more confident in how we represent Giveth. And as we learn, you know we go as we learn, and even the answers to the questions that you don't know, you can learn, and we improve ourselves too on this journey. So I just want to encourage anyone to just like go in, jump in, and it doesn't matter that someone else started the conversation before you. I think it's important just to have those people having someone interacting and talking to them. And remember that we're all humans. We don't have to be like super high professional. It's just all to be friendly vibes and help try to help, try to be as more useful as possible.
Yeah, I think that's really it. Just catching it whenever they come in and engaging and just keeping the conversation going is really like the important part, and what's going to make our members like really feel that connection and feel included in the community. Yeah, because like just to give you guys and like at 25% of my time spent in Communitas, it's like 3 of those hours are spent in calls in the week. So between community call, like it's this call and the AMA, and then having 6 buddies. If I even spend 30 minutes with each buddy per week, that's another 3 hours. So right there, that's already 6 of my 9 weekly hours of Communitas. And I can easily spend 5 hours just managing DMs and responding to people in the Discord in one day. So it's not that I don't want to be here. It's just that like it's getting so heavy at this point that I can't continue to keep doing this and stay sane and go to school. So yeah, thank you guys so much for letting me express that and share that with you. And like I said, don't ever hesitate to ask, or if you need support on something, I'm always here to help guide you. I did see that Mitch jumped in, so maybe we just want to touch back on this DAO lens thing. We did talk a little bit about it at the beginning here. I guess my main question, oh, okay. It's not related to lens protocol at all. Okay, all right.
No, you just go in there and you can just connect with whatever, and you're in. It's super easy. I had a call with Tossin, so I wasn't able to join for the first half. But
Yeah.
I can tell you some things that they built for us. Like they didn't have Gnosis Chain, they added that for us. They're integrating Google Calendar into their events. And they're making the forum integration a bit better, because right now is like a one-time thing, and then it would never like update from the forum ever again, which wasn't very useful. So there's some things there. All of like the channels and the events and stuff, a lot of it can be token gated. So like you can like right in there, you can like make it accessible to people with Give or NRGive or anything like that. So there's a lot of like cool little customization things. But just in my convos with them, like the founder really, really likes Giveth. And so they're willing to like do a lot of things to make sure that we use this tool. So if you play with it and see something that's missing, or like something that seems really important to have in order to use it, then just tell me, and like I can pitch it to them, and usually they'll build it in like a couple days.
Okay, cool. That's really good to know. Yeah, I thought it was related to lens protocol. So I'm happy to hear that it's not, even though it's the title that makes it seem that way.
Yeah. I think they had in there.
So I guess like over the next week, you guys just still. Oh, go ahead.
I think there's a bit of audio lag, but there is an AI integration. I think it was in beta or something like that, but it can like go through and like summarize forum posts and like do crazy stuff like write comments for you. It was in beta, so maybe they took it away, but I think it's in there somehow. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think that it does have some I think it does have potential, and because I have noticed that some people are lost, they like don't know where to find the docs, and then there's like all these different things. So having it all aggregated in one space could be really useful for us. It could be really useful for us to have this as a resource. So maybe over the next week, let's still just take a look, see if we have any questions. You guys get in there, watch the call recording, and let's bring our questions and other functionalities that we'd like to see and see if we can move it forward. Go ahead, Claire.
I was just about to say, and I've got a question. It looks really great, and I like the way everything is aggregated in one place. But for me, I think I'd like to know really what DAO Lens suggests the use for this is, because it seems to me as though it's like a very, very detailed notification center at the moment. I wonder, Mitch, if or Jake, because you had the demo, what is the sort of planned use case for it? Or is it that we use it and we see how we can use it? What did they say?
So it's supposed to be like an all-in-one like DAO interface. So the idea is that they can aggregate our bounties, our votes, and like our forum into one place. And as you said, they can be notified, but they can also interact with it from the app. So they can respond to things in the forum through there. They can vote on things through Snapshot there. They can, subscribe and create events through there as well. And also pick up bounties. And depending how we rig it up, that might be something useful for the ambassador program, for example, or anything like that. But
That's cool.
yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
Maybe like in general, this could be a good tool for people who are like new users, new contributors, even people who are even donors, anybody who wants to just like understand what's Giveth all about. Because if this can really put all the resources and link into one place and can make it a little easier for people to understand how complex this whole community DAO is. So yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, I think the big thing I've noticed since using it is it's like there is like a forum feature, but it's not as robust as just using the forum, Or there is events, but it's like not as robust as like Google Calendar. So it's like kind of gives you the high level place to access everything, but if you go to the actual platforms themselves, usually have more features if you're a heavy contributor like us, for example. Oh, you found the AI. Nice. There you go. I don't know if my audio cut out or.
Oh, I was just asking. Yep. Oh, must have been hers.
Ashley, we see you unmuted, but no sound.
Yeah, your audio's gone.
Well, anyway, we can have a little deep dive in there, Dowlands. I will plan myself for sure to check it out. I don't know where we are at the agenda, but I wanted to mention that we should poke around and bring it back in next
You
week.
guys hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It seems to be at full strength again now, though. But yeah, maybe I can share the agenda again. We're only got about 2 more minutes, but I think we should just kind of explore this, see if we have any questions. Let's bring those here next week, or any like a wish list, nice to have kind of list, or if you see like this would be really cool if I could do this or something. Like let's bring those ideas back here next week. We'll get back together and see what we can talk with Dow Lens and see if we can get those added. But it looks like a cool tool. I'm excited to know it's not Lens protocol. Cool. Let's get back to I think the last thing on the agenda was just checking in with with PeopleDAO. I'm working with Rohek right now. To the project that we did have on the platform was not one that they're familiar with, so I've reached out to them, but they're gonna in the meantime start one and get it verified in time for this Twitter space. So we're organizing a Twitter space once they get verified. It's not really too much of an update there, but conflict resolution. Did you have anything in the last minute you wanted to share about Gravity, Nicola?
Just this week, planning to waiting for some final reviews and adjustments, but I'm really excited to finally have this forum post ready and share it this week. And there, you'll see what's there. That's it.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming, and thanks for listening to me about like expressing my needs. And yeah, I'm happy to be part of this team and part of this family. And I don't plan on going anywhere. Just I'm shifting a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the comms call.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Ash. See you in a bit.
Bye.